Hello everybody, this is MaddenDvinik bringing you a brand new episode of Clash of Clans series. Today we have our subscriber base review number 3. This is going to be Town Hall level 7s. If you want to get into the next subscriber base review, I will be doing Town Hall level 6s. So the way you get into a base review is you can go ahead and go to my description, click show more, and there will be a link that says subscriber base review. If you click that link, it'll bring you to my website with a form. Fill out that form and you'll be automatically entered for a chance at a base review. I use random.org for all base reviews, so it's not like I pick out certain bases. I randomize and it gives me a few names. I go to the bases, see if I can review them, and yes, I can review every base. I just make sure that they're not like 3-starred where we can't even look at the buildings. And this base here is certainly not 3-starred. It's quite a very nice base. First of all, this is Elite. He's one of my clanmates. He's been randomized and he's been picked. He's a subscriber. So let's get started. Alright, Elite. Very nice symmetrical base you got here. And by symmetrical, I mean, you got mortar, mortar, wizard, wizard, and so on. You got a triangular splash damage design. So you got mortar, mortar, and mortar. This creates a triangle. Now, triangular mortar designs are very, very good for usually triangles. Cover your entire base, and certainly your mortars cover your entire base. They even go beyond the walls, which is great because it gives mortars a great chance at starting their deadly splash fire before troops even get to your walls. Next thing, this is a very great base for anti-wall breakers. Why? Because it's got a lot of corners. For example, attacking from this side has 3 possible outcomes of wall breakers. They can hit this wall, or this wall. Attacking from here will be a complete disaster for wall breakers because of this, and so on. They'll have to break every intersection and every compartment that is enclosed or partially enclosed. I see you have an opening there, and I'm 100% sure you just forgot to put a spring trap there. Great for getting giants off your base. That's 3 giants per spring trap. You also got same thing going on this side because, again, this is a symmetrical base design. Alright, as for your wizard towers, they're in the center. Now, they currently cover the gold here, and this one covers... Oops, this one covers the gold here. You have your elixir store just sitting outside, and they have, what, about 26,000. So you got about roughly 60,000 elixir sitting outside. Obviously, not all of it can get rated, and I do support your decision because you absolutely have way more gold than elixir, and that is why you're protecting it more. But this is a trophy base, so I totally can understand that you're not that... your priority is not your... resources, it's more your town hall and keeping people from getting 50%. Also, you're very, very high in the trophy count for your town hall level. And you did have a question of what you should upgrade first or next. And usually I would say mortars, but in your case, I would strongly suggest getting your anti-air defenses to level 4s. You can get this to level 5s, but I always tell people to get them to 1 level before maxing something out so you can move on to your other defenses. So you can get these mortars to level 3s, then you can move on to your mortar, or you can do mortar first. It doesn't matter, but your next defense should be absolutely these anti-air defenses. Get them to level 4s, at least level 3s. I know it might get expensive, but you just gotta do that. Yeah, that's my suggestion there. As for the base layout, I don't really have any suggestions of moving stuff around because this is a very, very nicely designed base, and by your trophy count, I can tell that it is indeed. As for your Teslas, I'm not a big fan of Teslas. I do support them, and you should use Teslas. Teslas are a great way to deter wall breakers, but you can deploy a meat shield, and a meat shield is usually giants or barbs. They take damage from other defenses while wall breakers go at the walls, and that is the downside of Teslas, is you can deploy giant, and that Tesla will take, I don't know, almost the entire 3 minutes to fire at one giant, depending on its level and the level of the Tesla. So yeah, my upgrade order is after anti-air defenses, you move on to your mortars, wizards, then it is cannons, and since your cannons are level 7, move on to your, all of them are level 7, move on to your archer towers. Certainly I would suggest upgrading this one whenever you get a chance, and they can go to level 8, so suggest getting all your archer towers to level 7, when you have the chance, not now. Your priority is air defenses. as of right now. Otherwise, your army composition looks like you got a dragon and archer attack. I can't be 100% sure because again it's 125 out of 60, and I'm not sure if this is your full or I'm not sure what your full army is. I'm guessing you might have some wall breakers or giants to act as a meat shield. Oh boy. Alrighty, so otherwise, I don't have any more suggestion improvements for your base. That is it, just the air defenses, and overall, maybe upgrade your walls just a little bit. But yeah, defenses, then walls. Alright, elites, thank you for being on our base review today, and let's move on to our next base. Alright guys, we're back, and we got Forng here. I'm gonna call him Forng because I can't say his username. It's kind of long and it's got a lot of numbers. Alright, so first of all, he did say that his defenses are not so well upgraded, and he's asking if this is a good farming base. So I'm going to try to get the factor of the low air defenses out of my head and just look at your overall layout. Alright, so first of all, at most of the sides, we have at least 2 walls separating the main core. You have a very large core. Now, the thing about large cores is, once you're in, you are in. The entire core is exposed. But if they don't get in, if they don't get enough wall breakers for some reason, they won't be able to get in. Now, the most vulnerable spots of these type of bases are either the bottom corners, like these ones. Wall breakers, you can deploy a wall breaker right here, and we'll go for this. And then the next set of wall breakers will most likely go for that. The only thing that there is to deter them are these 3 cannons, and what you can do is you deploy 2 giants here, and all 3 cannons are busy, including the mortar, and wall breakers get a nice path, and then they're in, and then it is the job of more meat shield and goblins. So is this a good farming layout? It is alright for farming. I can't say it's a bad one. It's an okay one, but it does need some improvement. So I'm not very good at redesigning bases on the go just like this. I can tell you to move some stuff around, but I can't give you an entire base redesign. That's just too hard to do, even for people like me. The other vulnerable spots are these spots, but these spots here. But this will take more wall breakers because you have to penetrate this wall, then these compartments, then these compartments. But I don't want to centralize my base reviews on wall breakers because most of players either don't carry wall breakers or they carry, you know, 4 or 6 wall breakers. Especially at your trophy level 1000, I wouldn't worry too much about getting attacked by high-level troops, but there is a possibility once in a while. And that possibility might cost you, what, like 100,000 elixir in gold, or maybe even sometimes 200,000 elixir in gold, depending on what's happening. I do like your wizard placements. They cover at least 2 resources completely, and then partially for the other ones. Same thing for this one, 2 resources, and then partially that one. You do only have, what, 2 elixirs. So you got this 11 storage with, let me see. Ooh, that's a lot of elixir. 452,000 elixir here, and probably 2,000 in there. 3,000. Yeah, that's what I thought. You do have 2 gold storages, 10 and, was that an 8 or 9? 9. Yeah, and they are kind of full, not really. You do have more elixir than gold. So for the archer, if I was going to tag this with the mass archer, what's going to happen is, for example, this side here, if I deploy a lot of archers, they can easily take out the, the collectors, and they can do same for the cannons. Mortars would be a little bit of a problem once they get in range, but again, a good meat shield will take care of that. So what are my suggestions? And I'll give you some suggestions. First of all, I would really suggest upgrading these corners. 3 walls here. Oops. These 3 walls here. And these 3 walls right here. That will make sure that the wall breakers will have a tougher life at getting inside your base. You can go all the way up to level 7, but I don't expect you to, because you have a lot of work that needs to be done on your defenses, such as these level 1 cannons. Well, level 2 and level 1, and Well, I guess you could work on your wizard towers as well, but yes, you did mention that you need to work on them, and you're working on them. That's great. At least you know that you need to work on them. All right. As for the defense placements, it's all right. You got 3 defenses up here and 3 defenses down here. You got your mortar somewhat in a triangular form, but if you were to, for example, switch out the mortar and the wizard spots, you could do that if you want to. Not that I suggest to, but if you do want to experiment a little bit, you can switch the mortar and the wizard here, and mortar and the wizard here. Why would I do that? Because the mortar can reach farther up, and it can actually catch this compartment as well. Because currently, the range of that mortar only reaches to that elixir and these the main core. And when mortars only cover inside the main core, that is not very good. They kind of need to go out here. Especially that your top side over here is quite weak. Why? Because none of your splash damages really reach it, right? Or splash buildings really reach it. And you just have these kind of under-upgraded defenses and just this level 6 archer tower that can do, what, 35 damage per second? Yeah. So if I were to raid this, I would raid from the top over here. But yeah, so your question was, is this a good farming base? I would have to say it's an okay farming base. That's my answer. I did give you some improvements, some things, but most importantly, you do need to start upgrading your defenses really quickly. You need to farm, farm, farm. Don't even think of getting up high up in the trophy counts. 1, because you need to be able to get a lot of loot right now. 2, you don't have the defenses and the overall kind of design to be high in the trophy counts. And 3rd, I'm not sure why you have your town hall in the center. Because this is a farming base, and you actually want your town hall on the outside to get free shields, free 12-hour shields. They're great. You don't have to worry about getting raided 3-4 times a day or something like that, and you don't want to get too high in trophy counts. So I would really suggest putting this outside, not because I want you to do bad. I want you to have the best possible layout for farming, and that is to have your town hall sitting outside. You can just put it right here. Don't suggest putting it in the corner, because usually when somebody finds your base, they're zoomed in like this. And they have to zoom out, look for your town hall and stuff. When your town hall is right here, all they have to do is, boom, they found your base. They scroll around. Oh, town hall here. They attack it. And get their 1 star. You only lose 6 or 7 trophies, and you have a 12-hour shield, which is amazing. Alright, so that is going to be it with Foring, and we are going to move on to our next base. Alright guys, we got Diehard here. He had a very, very nice application, and he is first of all asking if this is a good base, what he should upgrade, and if I have any suggestions and improvements on this base. So right off the bat, very nice walls. I have to say, very nice walls. Your maximum walls are level 7s, and you got those going. Usually town hall level 7s underestimate walls, and they're usually very low, but for this base, they're quite high. When I was town hall level 7, I wasn't even close to having these walls. And you guys know that if you ever want to go back to my older videos, you can see that I was pretty low. Alright, you also have mortars, your mortars, right? They're in a triangular shape, and they do cover most of your base, and again, even fall outside the walls, which is great. You got one up here as well. Covers the entire base, and they're level 4s, so they're exactly as I like them. 1 level before getting maxed out. Your cannons, they're pretty much maxed out. Or actually, are they maxed out? Do you have... Yes, they are. Alright, very nice. Your air defense currently is just fine at level 3 because you have 1,200 trophies. You're just fine staying at level 3 if you wish to do so. You could get it up to level 5, but that is not the highest priority right now. I see you got your level 2 wizard tower going to level 3. That is awesome. And then I would suggest getting your level 2 wizard tower going to level 3. The other thing I wanted to point out was that I do appreciate the fact that you decided to upgrade these walls first, because this is the connection joint for the central compartment of your base. Now, your central compartment, as it may seem large, it actually is not. It is a perfectly sized compartment with splash buildings. your clan castle, which is very important, by the way. Nice, you have troops in your clan castle. Not a fan of barbarians in your clan castle, unless you're attacking with your clan castle. I'm a big fan of archers and dragons, but I like archers more in the clan castle. What else? Your archer towers, they're all up here. That is great. They have a huge range, and they provide a great damage per second. 42. You have 4 of them, so right off the top of my head, doing the math real quick, I can tell that it's about 160 damage per second for the top here, plus this level 8, which is another 48. So I'm gonna give it about 220 damage per second for this upper part. For this lower part, we got a pretty big damage per second. Even though it's 7 here, the mortars do fire very slowly, so realistically, they do have a lot of damage per shot. Don't know what it is off the top of my head, but you know what? Let me just check real quick. I actually have all the stats pulled up here exactly for these types of cases. Alright, so level 4 mortars. Let me see for exact. Okay, level 4 mortars. We have a damage per shot is 35. So it isn't as high as I expected it to be. The archers are higher, but they're splash damage. So they affect any troops in an area of about, well, I want to say 3-4 squares. I don't think they go any farther than that. But actually about 3 squares is what they actually affect. For your wizard towers, the only complaint about the wizard towers is, first of all, they don't really cover any resources. Getting a circle to cover half of your elixir storage doesn't cut it. Now, I don't want to be harsh on you or anything. I'm just saying the way it is, because it seems like your application is asking for me to tell you what you should do. So I'm telling you now that this wizard tower is very vulnerable to archers on this side, because you can have 2 or 3 giants, any level giants, go at it for the wizard and mortar, and then you can have some archers take on these storages here, and then they will take out your wizard tower. Same thing goes for this side. So my suggestion is that you actually, since this is a I don't know if it's a farming or trophy base, or I guess I would call this a hybrid base. So it's a trophy and a resource base, and it's very hard to make one. But looks like you did a great job in making one. You're protecting all your storages, and you're protecting your town hall at the same time while having a great coverage. So this is one of those hybrid bases that I would really appreciate. In the future, I'm thinking of creating a library on my website of bases that I prefer and bases that you know, I like. So Diehard, if you have a YouTube channel and you're watching this video right now, go ahead and comment, I'm Diehard and I'm okay with Mafia, or you don't have to worry about that. If you're Diehard and your username is Diehard, you can go ahead and comment on this video that you're okay with your base being featured on my website or my Facebook or something like that. Because I do like asking permission before I do something with people's bases, and just like with personal information, because some people are sensitive about that, and that is why I'm asking. Alright, so let's get back to the base. Your air defenses, they cover, your air defenses cover the entire right side for sure. They don't necessarily reach all the way to this side, but that is not my highest concern. This air defense here does a pretty good job covering this side. This air defense here doesn't reach, but just leave it at that spot. I don't want you messing around with the mortar placements because I love it the way it is right now. Yes, finish upgrading these walls here next. And then these walls, again, I don't have much stuff that you can move around, but just a fair warning that these wizards, they're not covering any important storages, and they are pretty exposed to archers. So actually, let me take a look for a second, and we might be able to place them in a good spot. Alright, I think I got something in my head going on right now. You could take this wizard tower, right, and you can place it with that cannon. Just try it out. Again, any of my suggestions are experimental, and whenever I make changes to my base, I have to watch a replay of an attack before I can decide whether that was a good or a bad decision. Every base is unique, just like this one, and it needs a lot of experiments. So I'm pretty sure that this will be a great switch for this cannon and wizard. You should try it. As for this wizard, I really don't want you to mess around with this air defense for now. You could, but you know what? Just try with this wizard, and if this wizard works out in the spot, you can somehow try to squeeze that one in there. But if it doesn't work out, switch it back to this spot, and I guess, you know, as any experiment, it could go wrong. I can for sure tell that your, I don't know how many Teslas you can have at your town hall level, but I'm going to have a wild guess that it is either in this compartment or it's in that compartment. I would suggest putting it into this compartment. Why is that? Again, like I said in our first base review, Teslas are very great at destroying wall breakers. That is really their only good purpose other than P.E.K.K.A.s, but you gotta upgrade them to level 5 to be actually effective against P.E.K.K.A.s. And P.E.K.K.A.s are actually girls. I don't know if you knew that, but P.E.K.K.A.s are girls. And if you don't believe me, go look it up on Clash of Clans Wiki. And if you still don't believe me, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Alright, so Die Hard, very nice base. I really do appreciate all your hard work and whatever you did farming or attacking because of your high level walls and overall great upgraded defenses. Keep doing what you're doing. Make sure to max everything out before you move on to Town Hall level 7, or excuse me, 8. You don't have to max everything out like the Teslas. You can ignore the Teslas, but for sure your mortars and wizards should be completely maxed out by the time you move on to Town Hall level 8. Alright, that is it for Die Hard, and we're gonna review 2 more bases, and then we'll be done. Alright, let's go to our next base. Alright guys, we got loading here from Clan United Kingdom, and they have a very nice clan, as well as he has a very nice base, and a very cool username as well. Right off the bat, I want to say that this, today we have our highest mortar so far, and that is a level 5 mortar. No other base today had a level 5 mortar, so great job on that. You have just maxed out your first building, or actually, well, you have maxed out your archer towers as well. Very, very nice. I personally was very bad at maxing out my archer towers. They were pretty low until I actually upgraded them about a month ago. But as for you, your cannons are about to be maxed out. That is very good as well. I have no complaints about your mortars, cannons, nor archer towers. The only thing is your wizard towers, they're at level 2s. I would strongly suggest to get them to 3s. I know that they're very expensive. They're probably one of the most overpriced buildings in this game, but they're very, very great against goblins, and that is what really makes you want to upgrade them. So you're upgrading your 1 anti-air defense to level 4. That is great, awesome. Your trophy range, yeah, I guess it would be pretty good to have a level 4 anti-air defense, and overall, it is always to have a good anti-air defense. I'm going to have a guess that you like to max out one building at a time, so you've been working on this anti-air defense for a long time now, because this one, for example, is a level 1. So that is your choice. It's fine. I'm not the boss of you, and obviously I'm only here to help people. I'm here to make suggestions, and you are the one that controls my suggestions. You don't have to follow them, but I'm going to strongly suggest that you start getting this one. Do not start an upgrade on it yet. By the way, do you have a free worker? Let's see. You got that builder hut isn't okay. You do have a free worker. It's always great to keep one free worker. Okay, I think you have to. No, you don't have to. You have 3. I think you have 3 total workers. Yeah, I think that's it. First of all, always keep a free worker. And second of all, since there's only 2 anti-air defenses that you can possibly have right now, it is very, very, very bad. It would be very bad to start an upgrade on this anti-air defense because this one is upgrading. You always want to have at least 1 or 2 of each defenses alive. But since you only have 2 anti-air defenses, you can only keep 1 alive at a time when you're upgrading. And yeah, alright, so as for your layout, the sides here, great. First of all, splash damage won't be able to reach this wall just because the wall breakers will go for these 3 walls that are sticking out first, and they will not be able to reach these walls just because there's this gap in the middle. I'm going to have to guess you put probably some maybe balloons in there, I mean air-seeking mines, and possibly some bombs or spring traps. Some good spots for your spring traps would be right here. The other spots could possibly be here, but okay, so where are your Teslas? Let me find your Teslas. Okay, um, I'm guessing there's a Tesla in there, and then your other one, I have no idea. But now, what you want to do with that second Tesla that I haven't found yet, but maybe I will, is instead of this builder hut, put a Tesla in there. Why? Because the Giants and everything else, anything that goes for defenses will go for the Tesla once it pops out. Next is the most important step, is that you need to put spring traps in here. You need to put one right at the entrance, right at the level 1 wall, right here between level 1 and level 5. And the other one is right in front of this level 5 wall and the future Tesla itself. This will cause at least 6 wall breaker, or this will work for a maximum of 5 giants and a minimum of 1, but most likely they will spam their giants and they will be very disappointed when they go for the Tesla. So Tesla doesn't act as a defensive building as killing, but it's more for luring the giants in and then taking them out. As for your other defenses, this base is kind of symmetrical. It's not 100% symmetrical, but it's fairly symmetrical for me to think so. By the way, not sure if I mentioned this yet, but your wizard towers, both of them, cover this storage here, and each of them cover at least one other gold storage. This one here, this elixir here is pretty exposed. Let me see. Can I suggest anything for that? I really don't want to move your archer towers because I see they're pretty symmetrical, and I like to keep things symmetrical myself. I guess I don't really have a suggestion for you to move that anywhere. Yeah. And this one's level 10, and it's always good to keep your higher level storages inside. Yeah. United Kingdom, you got giants in your clan castle. Not sure if that's upon your request or somebody donating giants. People donate giants usually to get high in the trophy donations and then brag about having a high trophy donation, and even sometimes lie that they donate to archers only and dragons and stuff. Not very good clan members if they do that, but if it was upon your request, I can totally understand that. Maybe you like having giants in your clan castle. But otherwise, it is not a very good troop for defenses. Easily taken out, very slow, and all that stuff I can talk about all day. Otherwise, very nice base. Your walls, they're okay, level 5s. Yeah, I mean, you can go to level 6s, but that will take quite a while. If you were to just decide to move into level 8, it would be an okay idea. It'd be a little bit risky, but for your defenses, they're almost maxed out. And if you were to start an upgrade into level 8, I wouldn't be worried about you. But I would suggest waiting until you get this anti-air defense upgraded and overall max stuff out. Don't have to max it out, but I strongly suggest so, because as you move on town halls, your raids get a little tougher every single time, especially that you are getting higher and higher in the trophy count, because this is I want to say a hybrid base, but because of that storage right there, I can't make it a farming base. It's not a farming base for sure. It possibly is a hybrid base, but I'm gonna say this does qualify for a trophy base. All right. Thank you, loading. Those are my suggestions. You can digest them, and once you digest them, you can pick out the ones you want and don't want. Quickly summarizing, Tesla up here and spring traps to lure the giants. Upgrading this anti-air defense when this one finishes, and then just possibly upgrading your walls, and think about springtrap placements down here and upgrading these walls here, because again, wall breakers here and then over here can get inside your base, and that could be possibly dangerous for your trophy hunting. Alright, good luck with your trophy hunting, and we are going to move on to our last subscriber base review for today. Alright guys, here is Jurazeki1234. This is going to be our last base review for today. And this base right off the bat, I watched Flammy 5, and I'm pretty sure many of you do. Me and Flammy both sponsor each other, so we know each other very well. And I think this is partially Flammy's design. I don't know who came up with this first, or I might be confusing some people, but Flammy recently did a base redesign, and this partially looks like his base redesign, but the buildings are in different spots, and overall, I can tell it's different. So we're gonna review it because it's different, and I don't know who came up with this idea first, or even if it's related or not. So I love two buildings per compartment because I myself have a base with 2 buildings per compartment. Um, Also, you do encase your important splash buildings in one compartment, I can tell. I don't know about the encasing the cannon, but I guess that's just to prevent the break-in for the gold storage. You are farming, I'm guessing, because you have your town hall outside to get free shields, and you are protecting your resources. Okay, so first of all, let's look at your wizard towers and what they cover. For example, this one here, it encases 3 storages. The dark elixir storage, the gold storage, and the elixir storage. As for this one, first of all, right off the bat, it is vulnerable to archers. Just a fair warning right there. But this one here covers only the elixir storage, and that makes me think that this here is very vulnerable. Why? This mortar here is the only defense that can possibly reach in, because this one here has a red ring that won't allow it to fire, and this here doesn't reach it. Barely reaches it, but it doesn't count. So what would I do with this storage? And by the way, it's a level 10, so yes, this is very important. What I would suggest doing is, okay, this cannon here is absolutely pointless on the inside. So here's a very quick switch. That level 7 cannon goes with the switch of the wizard tower, and the wizard tower goes to the level 7 spot. That way, this wizard tower will protect this gold storage, this elixir storage, this gold storage, this elixir storage, and this elixir storage. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 storages. That's awesome. You absolutely need to make that switch. First of all, makes it less vulnerable to archers. Second of all, covers many of your very important buildings because you're farming. Your important buildings currently are the storages and the splash damage buildings, and that overall improves this base at least 5 times. So switch wizard for cannon. Let me see. A little bit worried about your mortar here. Don't know what exactly it is protecting, whether it should be there or not, but something's telling me it needs to be moved. And for now, I don't see a spot, so if something comes to my head, I will mention it, but for now, I guess you can keep it there. You got this cannon sitting out there. I don't see a spot for it either, so I'm not going to move it anywhere. Let's see. Alright, so you have your pumps and mines and other buildings surrounding the base to slow down the rush of archers and barbarians. So how easy is it to actually get to your storages? Well, for example, if I wanted to get to one of the gold storages, well, on this side, I would need about, I want to say 2, 3, 4 wall breakers, depends what level they are. This side will be much tougher because we have the wizard tower working against us, and we got the mortars. On this side, we only have a mortar, and that's really the only splash building that's working against us. I wouldn't worry about other buildings, and I barely mention them because, again, a meat shield will take care of all those buildings. Dark elixir, let's see, how much do you have? Okay, so 79, I guess you're using it for the dark troops. Don't see them, but I guess you use it on something. Or, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, never mind. You don't even have a pump yet, so you can only steal it from people. Okay, let me just take that back. Yeah, what I would actually suggest is putting this thing outside. Yep, literally, that's my suggestion, that you put your elixir storage outside, because 79 elixir is really nothing. Believe me. It's nothing. And that brings me to another point, is that you should actually make the switch of this elixir storage and this mortar right there. That's my suggestion. This will improve this base another 5 times, and so far improve your base 10 times. That's pretty good. So mortar with elixir and wizard with cannon. That improves your base by 10 times. Alright, otherwise I don't have any more improvements. Let's see. Your mortars could go a bit higher. Yeah, get both of these to level 4s ASAP. Your wizard towers, level 2 and level 2. Get those to level 3 again. Expensive, but worth it. Totally worth it. air defenses, you do need to get those up. You're not at a risk trophy count, but someday you will move on to Hull 8, you will move on to Hull 9, you will get higher in the trophy count, you'll get lower in the trophy count, but you will always need the air defenses. Right now they're in okay spots. That they're low, it doesn't really worry me where they are at. I mean, if they were level 5s right now, I would consider moving them, but since they're level 1s, I wouldn't worry about it. Otherwise, I do not know what you're doing with the walls here. You're kind of like spiking, but really you should create more compartments. For example, instead of this gold mine sitting here, take all those walls that are just sitting out there because they're pointless right now. Really, this doesn't help at all. It doesn't help the defenses. It doesn't help funnel anything. So take these walls and, for example, encase a building here. What should you encase? This cannon here. Take this out, move it somewhere out here, encase this here, put this cannon in there. That improves your base by another 3 times. And I'm just making these numbers up as I'm going. I don't really have a specific way I count by how many times I improve your base. Just off top of my head, kind of guesstimating here. You can also encase another building, and that would be this cannon. And sorry, I kind of yelled there, but I got a little bit excited. This cannon, that cannon out there, right here, right? It can take spots. For example, here, it could take spot there. It could take spot anywhere you wish. But yeah, make use of those walls. Believe it or not, walls are very important, and just having them sit like that doesn't help. Making compartments deters wall breakers. Requires the enemy to have 1 more wall breakers, and overall does play a major role in defending your base. So that is it, guys, for today's subscriber base review. I believe we had 5 bases. If you didn't get in this time, it's okay. I will be repeating town halls, but in the next base review, we'll be doing town hall level 6s. Again, make sure you're subscribed to me because this is a subscriber base review, and I do check if you're subscribed. So make sure you subscribe, like this video. Comment anything you want. By the way, if you're going to apply for a base review, please submit an application. Again, it's in the description, it's on my channel, it's on my website. Either of those places you can find the base review. My website has a search box. You can search base review. You'll be able to go to the page, and I made it very easy. I like visual arts, and I'm very good at photoshopping, so I created a lot of buttons and all that stuff just to make it easier for you guys to navigate on my website. So again, make sure you subscribe. Base review link in the description. Like this video. Comment something, I don't know, comment anything you want. Just don't post your base reviews applications in the comments. That's not how you get a hold of me with your base reviews. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your great support. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Peace.